Okay, very good morning, all of you. We will going to discuss the new concept called as a TAR. Okay, so first of all, we'll check the theory, and after that, we'll check the some options are available to how to create a TAR file. Okay, so first of all, we'll check the what is the meaning of TAR and why we use that, and after that, we'll write some statement on the TAR. After that, we'll do the practice. We all know that if you want to check the actual definition of any command, then we need to use the man command and stand from the manual page. It will describe what does it means. Okay, so for example, if you want to create a directory, then we use the mkdir command. If you want to copy the file, then we use the cp command. So let's check man cp. See, it will say copy file and directories. That means it will specify the definition of that or working of that command. Similarly, we need to learn a tar. So here use man tar. Click on that. It is an archiving utility. It is an archiving utility. So that means a tar. See, what is a tar? It is an archiving utility. That means if a person wants to compress and decompress the file in the term of Windows, we all know about the Windows operating system. In the term of Windows operating system, if we want to compress a particular file, okay, or if you want to decompress a particular file, then we will use the tar concept in Linux. Okay, so if compress or decompress file, then we use the concept of. So how, for example, here I will write syntax of that file. I will write the syntax tar hyphen cv. We will discuss about. Don't worry about that. cvf. After that, name of file. Name of tar file. That path. This is the way by using that we can create the tar. So just we'll discuss about that. Assume that this one is a paint. In that I have some folder. So this one is my folder. I will specify it is a folder. In that I have certain files are available or certain subdirectories are available, or we can say that files and directories are available inside the these are the directory. Assume that, and the circle will be treated as a file. In that folder I have certain files and I have certain directories. Now what should we need to do? We need to compress this. We need to compress this. Here I will apply the term compress. Okay. Which utility will be used in the Linux? The utility name is called as a tar. When we compress that, we'll get a single file. Get a single file. Okay. So earlier it is a bunch of files. Now when apply the compress algorithm, by using a Linux as a tar, then we get a single file. In that section, we get the something having name called as a folder. That file contains all the elements. Okay, that file contains all the files. That folder contains all the files and folders will be compressed by using tar, and we get a single file. Then the next question is why we use the archival, why we use the compress, what is the reason behind that? See, if we have a files or directory inside the folder, then that file or directory have the size increase. Okay, so that file contains increased size, and when we compress that file and folder, we get the less size. Okay, we all know that we have less amount of storage required. Okay, so in that case, if you want to compress the particular file, if you want to compress the particular file, then we will use again same. This is about what? Compress. This is about what? Compress. By using tar we can also decompress the file. Tar, we can decompress the file. For example, we have a tar, then we will apply the logic to decompress the file. Here I will write the decompress. I have the single file. Decompress the file by using which technology? Here also I will use the technology as a tar. Then we get the actual data. When we decompress that, then we get the actual data. So we can perform both the operation. So if we have a bunch of files and folder, we will compress them, and if we have a tar file, we can uncompress them or decompress them. Okay. Uncompress and decompress, both the words are similar. Okay. So likewise that we can do the operation. So in that, this one is a syntax. So in that syntax I have given these attributes. We'll discuss what are these attributes, and later on we can able to perform with an example. So here I use the hyphen c. What does it mean? What does it mean? Whenever we pass hyphen c option, it means that it will create a new tar file, or it will create new dot archive. It is not archive, it's archive. It's create archive file. Okay, that means it will create the compressed file. Okay, so whenever we pass the hyphen c options, it will create the file. So make a understand, whenever we create a compressed file, whenever admin or user wants to create the compressed file, it is a mandatory to pass the hyphen c. It is mandatory to pass the hyphen c. Second, we have an option of v. We have an option of v. So v stands for verbosely. V stands for verbose. Shows the tar file. See, whenever we create the file in the console, okay, here is we have the Linux operating system. So in that, when I take the password, so whenever I use the hyphen v, then we will get the all operation on this terminal. Okay, it is not mandatory. It is not mandatory. Hyphen v option is not mandatory, but it will show the it will shows the operation. Okay, it shows the operation. File progress कहाँ तक हुई है? It will show the operation. So that hyphen v is not mandatory. Make a note. And that hyphen f, it is a mandatory. It is a mandatory. So it will indicate that file name type, file name type of the archive. Like we already seen a command file which will identify what type of file is. Similarly, this f will indicates file name type of the archival file. Okay, make a note of that. Whenever you want to create this tar, then in that case these two options c and f was the mandatory, where f is not mandatory, but when we pass that, it will show all the operation which were done on the compression. Okay, so और decompression. So compression और decompression के लिए जो भी operations है, it will show that operation. Okay, so here I will example. Here I will create some file and I will compress this. R hyphen cvf. After that, here I will pass the new name, new dot tar. You can use any name. Make a note of that. You can use any name. Here I will use new. Okay, but mandatory thing is that we need to pass this extension. Mandatory thing is that the name was whatever it may be. Here we need to pass the extension dot tar. Here we need to pass the extension dot tar, and after that we need to provide the path of folder. Okay, so how we'll provide home inside that ubuntu. Okay, my username will be the Arvind. Inside that data folder is there. When I perform the data folder, in that data folder certain files and folders are available, and I want to compress that files and folder. So this is the technique. By using that we can compress the file. Okay, so this is the technique to compress the. Let's do the practical so you will get the idea from the terminal. Now check out ls. We have lots of folders are available. So first of all I will remove this unnecessary folder. See here I pause the hyphen v option. See hyphen v stands for forwards. So यहाँ आपको operation progress दिखा देता है. See what is saying, remove the particular directory, remove the particular group directory, remove everything, it will show that. Okay, so when I pass the v, that means it will perform the operation that will be printed on the command prompt. Okay, now we'll do the another operation rem. Have the s underscore permission folder we need to delete. Need that. So sycsc is there. Now file contents भी रहेंगे, इसकी वजह से वो डिलीट नहीं कर पा रहा. But I will use last. So let's create the task. In that I will create one directory mkdir, and I will create a directory having the data, and I will listen to. Okay, see, I have that directory data. I'll just check out ls. Does we have any content inside that? We don't have any content. Okay, so inside that, first of all, we will create the files and directory, and after that, we will compress that data. First, we'll create the directory. Here, I will create touch. I want to create a file having name abcd dot txt curly braces one dot. That means the particular files will be created. See abcd.txt 1 up to 20. We all know that if you want to create a multiple files, then we need to pass this curly brace open, curly brace close, starting value and ending value. Said that we need to pass these two operations. Similarly, here I will create the directory also mkdir escve, and just I will create a file directory. Check out these five directories are available. Now assume that we have that data. Now assume that we have that data. Now we need to compress that. Okay, so I will use ls command. See, data folder is available. Data folder is available. That folder contains some files and folders. Okay, so according to this diagram, according to according to this folder at this diagram, we have a bunch amount of data. Now we need to compress that data. अभी मुझे क्या करना है? I want to compress that data. What should I do? So simple, we need to use a tar hyphen cvf, create verbose, and f stands for file. Okay, file name, type of the archive. After that, here we need to provide the name of file. So I will use new dot. I want to compress this data folder having the name new.tar. Okay, we can use the name as data.tar. We can use any name. इट इज नॉट मैंडेटरी कि आपका फोल्डर का जो नाम है वही दो यहाँ, ऐसा कुछ मैंडेटरी नहीं है. यू कैन यूज योर नेम ऑल्सो. फॉर एग्जाम्पल आई वॉन्ट टू यूज दिस. कैन आई एबल टू यूज दैट? यस यू कैन एबल टू. So don't worry about that. Here I will use the tar name as a my name. Okay, to make a note of that, this extension is mandatory. This dot tar extension is mandatory whenever we create the file. In that case, this extension is mandatory, and after that we will provide the path. So आपका जो ये डेटा फोल्डर है, सॉरी, आपका जो ये डेटा फोल्डर है, इसका फुल पाथ दे दो या डायरेक्टली पाथ दे दो, चलेगा. Right now I am in the that directory. Okay, so that I can give directly a folder name data. ओके, अगर आपको ऐसा लगता है कि आपको पाथ नहीं पता है तो आप स्टार्ट से भी पाथ दे सकते हो, लाइक स्लैश होम अरविंद डेटा. डायरेक्टली ऐसा भी पाथ दे सकते. सो व्हेन आई हिट दैट, द न्यू tar file will be created. Let's check out. See, here we get the some options. ये आपको नाम दिखाई दे रहे हैं. व्हाट डज इट मीन? व्हेन आई पास द हाइपन एफ ऑप्शन. सो जब मैं हाइपन एफ ऑप्शन पास करता हूँ, हियर आई एम ट्राइंग टू पास हाइपन एफ ऑप्शन. वेयर इज दैट? Sorry, hyphen v option. Then it will show all the progress operation. It will show all the progress operation. Okay. So अगर नहीं पास करता हूँ, then it will not shown on the console. Otherwise it will be shown. Let's check out, does we create that file? See, arvind.tar file will be created. Particular tar file will be. Okay, so by using that we can create the tar file. So I want to create a tar file of what we say. We have a folder PES. So PES folder हमारे पास available है. We'll create tar file for that PES. So I will create tar hyphen that new tar file name. So I will use PES.tar. Same folder name use करता हूँ, and after that we'll parse the path. Okay. That see, this particular tar file will be created. मैंने वर्कबुक किया है. So let's check out. pes.tar will be created. So again I will create the tar file of same file tar hyphen cvf, and I will create a new .tar. I will provide the name as a new .tar having folder pes. But in that case I will not pass the hyphen v option. In that I will not pass the hyphen v option. So click on that. See, particular tar file will be created. Particular tar file will be created. पर यहाँ कुछ ऑपरेशन दिखाई नहीं दिया मुझे, बिकॉज ऑपरेशन प्रोग्रेस मैंने यहाँ ऑफ कर दिया था. Here I did not pass hyphen v option. But does that new dot tar file will be created? See, the new dot tar file will be created. Okay, so this is about what? Compression of algorithm. This is what folder will be compressed into the tar file. Now we'll do uncompress of algorithm, or we will do uncompress option. But before that uncompress, we need to check the content of particular tar file. So here I will write uncompress if wants to check content of tar file. Make a note of that. Here I am using the word tar file. Then we will use option as hyphen tvf. Earlier we have used hyphen cvf. Now we are using hyphen tvf. Okay, it will just check the content of file. Okay, it will check the content of file. It will not uncompress, decompress, extract the file. Make a note of that. This hyphen tvf shows only to check the content of file. Okay, which file? The content of tar file. It will not check, it will not extract, it will not decompress the file. I will use tar hyphen tv, that name of tar. By using this command, we can use check the example. Tar, we already created the file having name new.tar. Using that, we can check the content. Let's do that. Lest ls, we have these three files. First of all, I will check arvind.tar. So tar, the name of file is arvind.tar. On that, see, these are the files available inside the arvind.tar. These are the bunch of files. See, in that we get the permission, in that we get the user owner, group owner, date, time, and location of that particular file. And location of that particular file. See, all the file tx1 to tx10 and ps1 to ps5. All the files are available. जितने भी आपके files है ना, ये सभी available. Similarly, if you want to check tar hyphen tvf new.tar, extract. See, just we can able to view the content only. आप content देख सकते हैं. We cannot able to extract, we cannot able to decompress that. Yes, we can check कि ठीक है, I have one folder and I have one tar file and I want to check what are the contents are available into that tar file. What are the contents are available into the tar file. So just I want to check that. Then I will use what? Hyphen tvf option. Okay. Now we'll do what? Uncompress file or decompress the file. If admin wants decompress or uncompress, both the meaning are the same. Tar file, then we will use hyper. In that case, if you want to extract the particular file, okay, so earlier we compressed the file, now we need to extract the file. So in that case, just we need to use hyphen xvf. Okay, याद रखना है cvf से create होता है, tvf से we can view and xcvf से we can extract. I will use syntax. I will extract tar hyphen xvf, and after that the what was that name of tar file. Just we need to use that. Okay, write the example tar xvf, after that my name of file dot but for extracting the file, see, in that case ls is there, so I want to extract this arvind.tar. Before extracting that file, that earlier file will be deleted, तो ही हमें पता चलेगा कि ये extract हो गई क्या नहीं. या we can say that we need to extract that file in another place. ये another place पे extract करना पड़ेगा तो ही पता चलेगा. So in that case, what should I do? I will remove the data folder, and after that I will extract that file. Same data folder will be available. So first of all, I will use rm hyphen rbf, and the name of folder will be the add to copy deleted. See, does we have a data folder right now? We don't have a data. मेरे पास data folder नहीं है. Okay, so now I will extract that folder. Here I will use star hyphen xvf and after that arvin dot tar. So this v is not mandatory. I will remove that. So मुझे progress operation perform करते समय दिखेगा क्या नहीं. The file will be extracted, but I am not able to view the progress. Okay, so hit that. See, v तो पास नहीं किया तो मुझे extract तो हो चुका है. Extract तो हो चुका है, but I am not able to view that file. Okay, यहाँ progress नहीं दिख सकता. Just check out ls. See, the data folder is available. Where is my folder data? We'll do one thing. Here are ABC. Yes, now here we'll extract that. tar xvf. Extract तो हो गया है. हाँ. Yes. Home is there. Home के अंदर extract हुआ है. Let's hide that. Yes. See, in that we have a data folder. Now ls. See, we all have this. Okay, files दिखाई दे रहा है. See, compress होते समय proper compress नहीं हुआ है, so that's why ये ऐसे दिख रहा है. We get the all uncompressed files. See, similarly we'll do what? Less. I will report this arvin dot less, and I will do what? अब हम एक फाइल टार करते हैं. So my data, I will create one file my data. That data, my data. I will create a file touch bcd. That I will use 5 files only. Files are created. I will use tar application. R hyphen cvf. I'm doing a compress algorithm. Okay. New file will be the arvin dot my data हो चुका. Plus the arvin dot tar is available. Arvin dot tar is available. Now I will copy that data inside what? Side where is we need abcd. So हम ये क्या करेंगे? इसे extract करेंगे abcd के अंदर. I will do that tar hyphen xvf. Okay. Name of the file is dot tar and here will provide the location. उनके अंदर less rem. Where is my data? Rem hyphen rvf. Tar hyphen xvf. तो यहाँ अगर आपको दिखाई दे रहा है ना तो आपके फाइल अनकम्प्रेस हो चुके हैं. ls see earlier I deleted my data. तो यहाँ कहीं my data दिखाई दे रहा है क्या आपको? नहीं. But when I uncompress them, see we get the my data. चेकआउट माय डेटा के अंदर जाके चेक करो ls does we have 5 files, yes. By using that we can uncompress and compress the, okay. See you, Sam. Now we need to learn another theory for that. Just give me 1 minute. In the earlier, we created the tar file and we viewed the content of tar file. Okay. And after that, we extracted the content of. Now there is another types are available. Okay. Called as a bzip and a gzip. Okay. It's an advanced extension of that particular file. So ये advanced file के extension होते हैं. So by using that we can create the bzip file or gzip file. See, when user wants to create the tar file, or here I will write the types of tar file. इसके अंदर हम discuss करेंगे what are the types are available. We can do 3 types of tar file. और इनमें difference क्या होता है कि by using this algorithm, whenever we use this algorithm, we'll get the more compressed file. Second type will be the gzip. Third type will be the bzip. Okay, the name of third part will be the, or we can say that BZ. These are the alternative names are available. Here also available .zz. These are the names of files are available. Okay, so these are the types of tar. अभी क्या होता है whenever you use this compression algorithm, these are the 3 different kinds of algorithms are available in the tar. Okay, so we already did the operation by using tar. Similarly, what operation I did using the tar, we can do by using ZZ and we can do by using BZ. Okay, but what is the difference? When I compress the file, assume that my file is 100 MB. Assume that my file size is 100 MB. So I will write file size is 100 MB. When I trying to use 100 MB, by using tar we get near about 50, or we can say that 60 MB. Assume that, okay, it will not appropriate, okay, exact, but it is we can say that near about. So when I apply the GZ technology, GZ algorithm, then we get the file of 40 MB. Okay, सेम algorithm, but just algorithm आपको use करना पड़ता है different way से. So when I use the ZZ algorithm, we get the same file 100 MB as a 40 MB, and when I use this algorithm, we get the 30 MB. बाकी कुछ भी difference नहीं है. So by using these 3 files, we can able to compress the algorithm, or we can able to perform the compression and decompression of file और folder. Okay, so ये जब मैं type use करता हूँ तो इससे compression decompression use होता है. But whenever I use that gz, we use the as compared to the tar file, it will compress the more size. When we talk about the BZ2, it will compress the file as compared to the ZZ. More compress the file as compared to the ZZ. इतना ही difference होता है. Now, how will create the ZZ file? How will create the BZ file? Similar of files. So here, first of all, we'll create the ZZ. Okay. File कैसे create करते हैं? Here we use the R. Same CVF. Okay. After that, file name, new name of tar file having extension ZZ. Okay, and after that path. Similarly, here I will write example. I will create that tar hyphen cvf. So that name of file will be arvind dot example dot zz, and after that path. Okay, so how will view the content of that file? Similarly, जब tar करते थे वैसे ही tar hyphen hyphen name of that file arvin dot cz. I will extract that file. Same tar hyphen xvf arvin dot. तो डिफरेंस इतना ही होता है कि इट विल अप्लाई द मोर compression algorithm, okay, as compared to the tar. And when we talk about the bz, we will apply the more compression algorithm as compared to the cz. Okay, so in that case, make a note of that. Just here we need to pass additional option, okay, to create the hyphen zz. So which operation we need to pass, which option we need to pass? Here we need to pass hyphen z. Okay, so अब hyphen z pass करते हो, it will then it will create like pass the hyphen z option, then it will create where we need to pass while creating the file. While creating the file, so in before that f will pass the z option, before that f will pass the z operation. So at the time of creation only we can able to pass the operation. At the time of view there is a no need. At the time of extract there is a no need. एक्सट्रैक्ट करते समय भी जरूरत नहीं है, बट फाइल क्रिएट करते समय जस्ट instead of that cvf we need to pass a z option. Okay, so just cvf we need to pass the z option to create the zz file. Let's do the practical. I will use my name, password. I wrote my name. So let's करके देखो. So right now my data is available. I will delete that. For that I will create the file of my data. My data की पहले हम zz file create करते हैं. So I will create tar hyphen cvzf. Okay, earlier we are using a cvf. In that case, just we need to use cvzf. After that, I will create new. For that, just I want to remove. Check out. Sorry. Now I will create zero file hyphen tar hyphen cvf. Just we need to pass the z cvzf. After that, dot. Okay. And after that, here I will pass the my data. बैकस्लैश जो है ना ये रिमूव कर लीजिए. Just I will pass the my data. Click on that. See the particular file is compressed. Check out ls. See arvin.zz file is created. .zz file is created. Now what should I do? I will remove rm hyphen rv of my data. My data remove कर देना. Right now check out just arvin.zz is available. Okay. Now I want to check the content of that file. मैंने यहाँ लिख के दिया. I want to check the content. Again we need to use tvf. Name of file is arvin dot. See the data is available. My data abcd1, abcd2, abcd3, abcd4, abcd files are available. So if you want to check the content, then we can. So if you want to extract that, then use hyphen xvf. That's it. And the name of file is arvin dot. Click on that. Check out ls. See my data is available. हमने तो delete किया था. So हमने compress किया. We did the compression, and after that we did the uncompression algorithm. So we get the data. Now check out ls hyphen my data. See we have that files. So by using that we can do the operation. Similarly, we can do the operation for BZ2. It is also algorithm. Okay, compress the file, and here we need to pass the hyphen j option. Done. BZ सेम है, मैं कॉपी पेस्ट कर लेता हूँ यहाँ. Just same operation we can able to do that. Just we need to change the content. Here we need to replace Z with J. Replace Z with J. Here I will replace Z with J. That's it. Okay, so create BZ2 file. Okay. So let's do the operation directly. ls करके देखो. My data is available. Now I will remove. I will create the file directly. tar cvf. Here we need to pass the J. After that, the name of file, for example, xyz dot bz2. After that, here we'll need to provide the path, my data. See, files are compressed. Let's check out ls. So xyz dot bz2 file is available. bz2 file is available. Now here I will delete the my data. Now I deleted my data. I don't have any file of my data. I will view the content. Then if you want to enter, view the tar hyphen tvf xyz dot bz. You can able to view the. And if you want to extract, see right now I don't have any my data folder. When I trying to extract them, we get the my data folder. Okay. Tar, what will be the name of file? What will be the name of file? xvf. After that, we need to provide xyz. xyz dot bz2. That and check out ls. See, my data is available. Where is that? See, my data is available. Earlier, we did not have any my data, but right now, my data is available. If you want to check ls my data, yes, files are available. Files are. So by using that, we can do the operation. And this is the overall about tar file. Okay. So ये tar file क्यों लगते हैं हमें? If admin wants to compress and decompress the file, we'll use the tar. Save it. Desktop. Okay, so this is about the today's lecture. So we did the operations of tar file. In that case, if you have any query, let me know and just do the practical. I seen that lots of students not able to perform the practical. I will suggest if you want to become a good admin, in that case you need to do the regular practice. Okay, आपको ये regular practice करनी पड़ेगी and you can watch that video. I'm providing the recorded video. Okay, and these videos are public, so you can watch that video on channel also. Okay, and after the end of session I will share all the videos. Okay, yes, I will